Smart Mado Ajaja, and the convener of Open Nigeria and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. We broadcast live every Saturday from Houston, Texas, United States of America. Nigerians, I would love for you to do me a favor and perhaps do Nigerians a favor to share this message when you receive it. Patriotism has no boundaries. Love for country does not have boundaries. The right to choice does not make you a fool. The right to choice is spiritual, is sacrosanct, and must be deployed to better society, to better individuals, to save the future. I'm sad how people abuse the right to choice in Nigeria, especially when it matters most. What is the use and what is the essence of one Nigeria if we, after 62 years, still hide behind religion, still hide behind ethnicity, still hide behind regional and religious nationalist instinct to make choices of leadership, especially at a time our country is being driven aground. What use is you making a blind choice with religion behind it of a leadership at a time like this? The past 2 weeks has presented me an opportunity to see deeper what I did not care about in Nigeria for a very long time. Encountering some young people very misguided and victims of poor leadership and poor example from across Nigeria, who think that the only way they can make choices about who leads Nigeria is if that person is from their religion or if that person is from their ethnicity or ethnic group in Nigeria, even if he's the worst among those contending to lead Nigeria. How can Nigeria move forward like this? I don't believe in the North. I don't believe in the South. What I see is Nigeria and its people. That was why I stood out between 2014 and 2015 to support Muhammadu Buhari, who has today proved to be the worst leadership choices I have made. But I don't regret it. Looking back at the state of Nigeria at that time, who knows what this Nigeria would be today. But going forward, I have resolved not to be in a haste to make decisions as to who to choose when it matters most like this. And this was the reason I was one of the last to endorse Peter Obi as the next president of Nigeria. Obi is suffering this fate that is suffering, this fate that all of us must carry on our shoulders to drive those who are responsible for it into the ground so a new Nigeria can sprout. The young people of Nigeria, it is time you stop listening to divisive elders. Because at the end of the day, it is you who will suffer. If they continue to transfer this culture of hate, this tradition of division in Nigeria, driven by religion and ethnicity. These people are hypocrites that none of them deserves to be listened to anymore when it comes to bringing Nigeria together. If we continue to listen to these crazy elders, Nigeria will not go anywhere, because the only way they exist is through division. The young people of Nigeria, your future is at stake. Your present is actually in turmoil right now. You must rise above religion and these divisive ethnic sentiments. Come together and save your country. My message is to the young people of Nigeria from the east, west, north, and south. These leaders you look up to for leadership have nothing to offer but repression for benefits through lying to you about what is not. The foundation of our country is so bad. They could not do it. They could not change anything. We must not ride on the platform of their hate and division, because we will not head anywhere beyond the abyss that is challenging us right now. Wake up, young Nigerians from the east, west, north, and south. Religion is a personal business. It is a personal race. When you die and there is judgment, God is not going to judge you on behalf of Nigeria. God is going to judge you as Idris, as Peter, as Alemashon, as Nwoke, as Ebidion, and nothing else. So all this you are doing here is a waste of time. If you are a true religionist, practice it in a manner that will take you to paradise or heaven, if you believe that those exist. It's not a national policy. The same thing with our allegiance to our ethnicities. When you die here, you're not carrying your ethnic group anywhere. You're gonna die. You met it, you're gonna die. Some people are going to come and step into it. Let's be good examples and do things that will turn this country around. I felt so sad yesterday hearing a young man saying that he cannot choose anybody who is not of his religion and who is not from his ethnic group, even if that person is the worst among those contending to be president of Nigeria, which means your education is useless, which means you have not learned anything. Going to school, looking at your mind and looking at the history of Nigeria. Now, what the question is, why are we Nigerians together? What is the essence of this? This is the reason we created the Open Nigeria ideology. If you're not ready to open your mind to learn how we can work together as citizens, then we have a serious problem. It means you don't belong here. It means you don't understand what is taking place. It means that you are no different from those who started the project of Nigeria. I mean, those to whom the independence, great gift of independence of Nigeria was handed. Please, let us ruminate over this and reach a new consensus about how to drive this country away from this very damaging darkness that has led to the worst election in the country's history. Can you imagine the mess? See, somebody claimed that he won an election. There was no jubilation over the land. And sadly, too, somebody stood an election and Nigerians cannot protest. I am concerned. 250 million Nigerians silenced. They cannot celebrate and they cannot protest. Now, to whose advantage is this? Something is wrong. Something is about to erupt in Nigeria, but we can stop it. We have lost our moral compass. We hate the country. We hate the country. If we love this country, we won't be taking this type of very stupid positions that we have taken, lining behind our worst, or keeping quiet when the worst is happening to our country because of our tribal and religious national inclinations against the good of Nigeria. We are all conspirators against the unity, peace, and progress of Nigeria. But we can do something about it. And this moment presents us an opportunity to be just and allow justice reign. This injustice that is unfolding, this criminal injustice that has been done on a people who went to the polls to elect their president, and they successfully elected him, but somebody went in, got paid some money to truncate the will of the people. We not, if if this travesty is validated and Bola Ahmed Tinubu becomes the president of Nigeria, he will have no roots. He will have no platform to govern Nigeria. It will be a disaster. And it will become a generational crisis. We can avoid this and do justice. You who is sitting on the fence, you must wake up. You must get down from your fence and take a side for posterity to judge you. God bless Nigeria. This statement was made shortly after the February 25th, 2023 presidential election. Now, you see where we are. What do you think? In comparison to the content that you just heard, get up and stand up. We can do it. If Niger could push out Bazoum and push out France out of their country, we, the people of Nigeria, can justifiably, without prejudice, push Bola Ahmed Tinubu out of Nigeria. He did not win an election. Heaven knows it. We, the people, know it, including the criminals who are everywhere defending the fraud that he represents. The worst that can happen to a nation is to have an unknown man with no known history of his birth, no known history of his origin, no known history of his primary, secondary school attended, no known history of classmates with whom he attended schools, with a known history of indictment in the United States related to commercial drug sales, for which he remitted back nearly $500,000 to the US authorities. A man who forged his certificates, high school certificates, college certificates, and university graduation certificates. What does this portend for morality in Nigeria? How can he, on what platform will Bola Ahmed Tinubu stand on to fight corruption in Nigeria? The people of Nigeria, let us for once be serious with ourselves. Let us take cognizance of our children. Let's take cognizance of our future and how the bad decision we make today will impact them. God bless Nigeria.